Are you a single woman who's been living her very best life? Girl, me too. Get in here. Welcome to Empowered by Her Picket Fence. I'm Stephanie, and I'm not a celebrity or a social media influencer. I'm a single woman, a single mother, and a women's empowerment blogger. And it's time for us to come to the mic and let people know what's really good with single women. And you know this show is always going to keep it short and cute. So go grab that latte because we're about to get into it. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Hit that follow button and get in here because this week we are going to be talking about why women leave relationships. All right. So how many of you right now are with someone and you are looking at that front door like, if he does one more thing, I'm out? We've all been there, haven't we? Not an easy place to be, especially when you've been with someone maybe for a while and you have a lot of good memories. But this show is about leaving relationships that are no longer serving us, as hard as it might be, because it can actually take forever to get out that door sometimes. For me, I would romanticize the good parts of my relationship to the point where it would be all that I focused on when things were going bad. It was like I was trying to block it all out and concentrate on when things were good. But real tea, when we finally leave a relationship, a lot of times we've been thinking about it forever. Guys need to know that. Treat us right the first time, because when we leave, we've been thinking about it and we may not ever come back. We've kicked it around for a while. We've considered the fallout, talked to some of our girlfriends, finally said forget it and left. I mean, when we finally get to the point where we walk through the door, it's over for real. When relationships are new, it's all good. Being with your significant other at that point is like sliding into your favorite Nike tracksuit on the weekend. All your important holidays and Valentine's Day are covered because you have your man, right? It's us against the world. But you know what? If we're being truthful here, the relationship that we start with isn't always the one we end up with anyway. There are so many reasons why we as women decide we've had enough, and I'm going to go over a few. Now, I would love to hear back from all of you. Let me know the reasons why you've left relationships in the past. I have a link in my show notes, so I would love to hear from you. Hit that link. And if there are any guys out there, listen closely. Number one, women leave a lot of times because there's a lack of respect in the relationship. When your significant other no longer respects you, you feel it and it cuts deep. It literally permeates every aspect of your relationship. It can be from how they speak to you around other people to whether they save you that last slice of pizza. And I don't know about you, but for me to get to a place in my relationships where I can be truly vulnerable, it takes a while. So if that very same person that I've, become vulnerable with flips and treats me poorly, I am like, it's not good. And I get nervous. In these situations, when you're not being respected, your needs are frequently overlooked and your boundaries are routinely crossed. And to me, that's the beginning of the end. So number one was lack of respect. Number two, lack of support. Are you in a relationship right now where your significant other cheers harder for you than you do for yourself? If so, then you're one of the lucky ones, because that is an example of a secure man, one that's not afraid to support your greatness. The flip side of that amazing man is the one that constantly diminishes you. You know the saying, I can do bad all by myself? That's a real thing. It actually wears on your spirit and damages your self-esteem over time when you're with someone like that. And it's definitely not worth it. The very best relationships, in my opinion, are based on a friendship and a mutual respect. And those are the ones that go the distance. So ask yourself, when you take the intimacy out of the equation, does this person really show up for you? I mean, really show up for you. Like if you are sick, is he going to be the one giving you a bag of Hall's cough drops and bringing you lemon water? Is that him? Well, if it is, that's great. But if it's not, you need to rethink it. We have no business being in relationships with people that cannot support us authentically. And it's tricky because sometimes we get used to being shortchanged in relationships and it just becomes the norm. So the first thing is lack of respect. The second is lack of support. And now we're on to number three, cheating. When a man cheats, even though it's supposedly no big deal for them, it can be a soul-crushing and trust-destroying experience for us women. Remember, many times we are pinning our future marital prospects on these guys, so we're literally on edge. The worst guys are the double lifers. Have you met one? They're with you, and they also have a whole different life with someone else. I pray you never find out, because when you uncover what they've really been up to when they are not with you, it's like a gut punch from hell. I've been there. And I have a question for you. Why can't men love us enough to spare us this pain? Give us the opportunity to opt out of your double life. If you want to do something different, let me know. That's respect. That's real respect. So we talked about respect, support, cheating, and there's another one that's important too, and that's a lack of reciprocity. When it's always you doing the heavy lifting, lack of reciprocity is like continual disappointment loading. And you spend all your time trying to keep this relationship afloat, so much so that you lose yourself in the process. Now, my boundaries or red lines might look different than yours, but we all need to ask ourselves, is our relationship truly fulfilling us? Or are we just pouring everything that we are into an empty vessel? So what does a woman do? Why does she end up leaving? Listen up, guys. Because she chooses herself. After feeling continually disrespected, diminished, devalued, and discounted, she ends up choosing her own happiness. And she begins to feel and even know that she'd rather be alone than disappointed with you. And so at that point, when we decide to leave, we are taking our happiness into our own hands. When you leave a toxic relationship, you are opening the door to your own growth, and we are worth that. It is a door worth walking through. So here are 3 empowerment moves for all of you ladies who are questioning if your relationship is worth your time. 1, ask yourself why you are feeling bad and what is the thing that is keeping you in a situation that doesn't feel good to you. Number 2, if you're not being honored, vocalize it and regain your voice. You owe yourself that. And number 3, if the behavior with your significant other doesn't change, formulate your plan B. If it isn't serving you, choose you. And if you're having some doubts about whether you are in a toxic relationship or not, go to my website and take my toxic love quiz at herpicketfence.com. The link is also in the show notes. And on that note, it's time for Girl, It's Time to Leave. Girl, it's time to leave when you can't find a good enough reason to stay. All right, guys, meet me right back here next week. And don't forget to hit that follow button and leave a review. And tell all your friends, because the single girls just got the mic.